No, I think you've done a great job with that. And one of the things you take serious is customer feedback and customer service, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of follow Jeff Bezos' approach with that model.
We're trying to build a relationship with you so that when we invent the next thing, we know you,
Right.
You like us, and your experience with that first thing was so good that you're in. Like, holy crap, I just bought this couch because I couldn't fit another one up the staircase.
Welcome back to the show, guys. Digital Social Hour. I'm your host, as always, Sean Kelly. Got with me another Shawn today. I got Shawn Nelson with me today from Lovesac. How's it going?
Good, man. Good to be with you.
Yeah, one of my favorite brands ever, man.
Thank you so much. That's really flattering.
Yeah, I mean, you got to tell me how you made them so comfortable, because I've never seen that.
Yeah, well, you know, I just made one. I mean, I wish I had a better story. I was sitting on my parents' couch and thought it'd be funny to make like biggest beanbag in the world. And got off the couch, drove down to the fabric store, bought some fabric, brought it home, laid it on the floor, you know, looked at a baseball, cut it out, 2 figure eights, started sewing it up.
Wait, you cut up a baseball?
No. I looked at like the pattern of a baseball,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
like, and just started cutting up the fabric. And so, you know, only got like, I don't know, a foot or two into sewing and jammed my mom's sewing machine on like this heavy, you know, beanbag vinyl. And my girlfriend's mom finished sewing it up. And then it was 2 or 3 years of just using it. Out and about, college, you know, on the ground. Everyone's like, "Where'd you get that?" Everywhere we took it.
Wow.
And it was a side hustle in college for a few years.
Yeah, which college were you at?
University of Utah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've been in Utah for a while?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
Currently reside in southern Utah, St. George, and but I've lived, I mean, California, Mexico, China, Taiwan. I've been all over the place.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Utah a few years ago. The culture there really was a game changer for me, because I
Really?
I grew up in Jersey. There's no Mormons over there. So I didn't even know what it was. So then when I went to Utah and I was the odd man out, I was like, whoa, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's.
But I respect the culture, you know?
Yeah, no, it's actually, Utah's weird. As you've probably observed, you know, interviewing so many people, there's like a real hustle culture out of Utah. You know, there's a lot of entrepreneurship, a lot of small businesses. I mean, just one after another, and I think there's something to the culture for sure.
Yeah, I did notice that. There's some people grinding out there in Salt Lake, but you're in a different part, right?
I am. I mean, I came up in Salt Lake, but now I'm with my family in southern Utah, St. George. It's actually only about a couple hours from Vegas. It's awesome.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you drove over here, right?
Yeah, it's like red rocks, you know, low elevation, palm trees. It's totally different.
Nice. I mean, you make it sound easy, but I've been on some beanbags where I get back pain from them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, first of all, in our first Lovesac store, we had a poster. Like, we had all these crazy posters that we shouldn't have even had. We had like Elvis's image and like, you know, James Dean. And anyway, we had Bob Marley. We had these different posters. We just like, you know, superimposed a Lovesac in there. And the Elvis poster said, "It's not a damn beanbag." Because it's not. It's filled with chopped foam. You know, it's a beanbag's filled with those little white beads.
Yeah.
You know, they're actually kind of hard.
Right.
They just move around. But the foam was like what was magic. And we had to engineer it so the air could get out, because they're kind of like a big beach ball.
Right.
When you first sit on it, and so you have to engineer it so like the air can get out. But then when it escapes, you just sink into it like a pillow. So it's essentially like a giant, you know, pillow bigger than your body.
Yeah.
And that's what always made us sort of famous, got us started. And now we sell more couches than anything. We invented this really cool couch.
Yeah.
You can have the rest of your life, called Sactionals. And I mean, that's 90% of our sales now.
Whoa. Okay. So you've pivoted the business majorly to the couch industry then.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, Lovesac, I mean, at this point, you know, we started as a side hustle in college. We eventually opened a store in a mall in Salt Lake. I came here to Henderson.
Yeah.
To open our second store, and then off to California to open more, moved the factory from Salt Lake to Mexico. Just this long story arc. I mean, it's such a wild story. It's our 25th anniversary this year.
Wow, congrats.
Thank you. I'm publishing a book called Let Me Save You 25 Years. That, you know, it should have never taken this long. But but now, you know, Lovesac's pushing $750 million in sales.
Damn.
As a public company on NASDAQ.
That's insane.
And fastest growing furniture company many years in a row over the last decade.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what makes the couch or the sofa you said, right?
Yeah, it's called Sactionals.
Shout out to today's sponsor, Rocket Money. Guys, you ever feel like money's just flying out of your account? Well, this app might be able to help you because there's something called subscriptions that are eating at your bank account every single month. And there's apps you don't know about. Delivery apps, streaming services, you name it. You're probably getting charged a monthly fee by a lot of companies and you don't even know. You can see all your subscriptions in one place on the Rocket Money app, and you can cancel all the unwanted subscriptions with one tap. They'll even try to get you a refund for the last couple of months and negotiate your bills to be even lower by up to 20%. All you got to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that basically finds and cancels unwanted subscriptions. They help you monitor your spending, and they help you lower your bills. Rocket Money has been a great experience for me personally. They've saved me money, hundreds of dollars on bills. They were able to go through all of my credit cards, all of my bank statements, see what I was paying for on a monthly basis. And I found a ton of stuff that I don't even use, honestly. I had an Xbox Game Pass that was being charged monthly. I don't even play games. That one was years old, and they also lowered some of my bills. My phone bill and my Wi-Fi bill were pretty high. They were over $150 a month, and they were able to cut down on those prices. So all in all, shout out to Rocket Money, great product. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/DSH. That's rocketmoney.com/DSH. Link will be in the description below.
What makes that different from like just going to Bob's Furniture or something?
Oh yeah, no, this is, first of all, it's a couch you could have the rest of your life.
Okay.
In fact, we just moved house back from San Diego, Utah. It's a long story. And I unpacking some of our Sactionals pieces in the move. I've had some of these pieces longer than my children. They're 15, 16 years old. So it's essentially a couch you can add to, grow, change, rearrange, kind of like Legos for couches.
Yeah.
They're very expensive. They'll last you your whole life. They're really well built. We call them designed for life, built to last a lifetime, designed to evolve.
Wow.
As your life changes, you know, you can move, you can relocate, you can wash them, change them. I've been through 8 or 9 different cover sets,
Dang.
fur covers, stripe covers, patterns, you know, any fabric. And, you know, these attributes actually have made them the most sustainable solution to furniture. And so that's really a hallmark of what we do as well. So this designed for life approach, making things that are built to last a lifetime, designed to evolve, is really our mantra now, and we'll extend it throughout the whole home. And that's how we're, you know, growing toward $1 billion in sales, and, you know, not such a side hustle anymore.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. Because I've gone through so many couches. It's not even funny. Like, even when you pay like $5-10K, like they only last a few years.
Oh yeah, no, not these. This will change your life. We'll have to get you into one, man.
Yeah. How much are they?
Yeah, so you're gonna pay $5, $10, $15. I mean, it's not uncommon for people to put $15,000, $20,000 setups. Let me tell you why. Because, you know, our perfect spot is not necessarily like your proper living room. We can do that too.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. But we're for where you watch TV, hang out, play video games. We now have a surround sound system built in, completely invisible.
Wow.
It's our patent, it's our invention. It's called Stealth Tech.
It's in the couch?
Yeah, we partnered with Harman Kardon to develop it, but it's actually our invention. We took it to them. They helped us manufacture, and it'll blow your mind because you have like 4D immersive surround sound inside of your couch. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
It's completely invisible. You don't see any speaker or anything.
Really?
And yeah, you see nothing.
Wow.
And that's why it's called, you know, Stealth Tech.
Yeah.
And and you know, it's other technology as well. You can set your phone on the arm, it'll charge your phone, you know, it's just invisible. But when you experience this, I mean, you know, you've been in a lot of big homes, you know, fancy home theaters, whatever.
Yeah.
This is different because it's a little bit like more like watching a movie like in your car. Because you're inside of it, you can feel it. You know, you're dodging bullets because it's so close. Like the surround speakers are 12 inches from your skull, so it's just and it's really tasteful. You know, it's not necessarily blaring. It's really So even like sports, you know, you'll hear like the sneakers squeaking on the court. You'll hear like the chatter.
Wow.
And you'll hear the chatter in the stands behind you.
Really?
Yeah, because it's all there in the feed. But even in most home theaters, you don't hear that.
I never hear that. The fans.
No, I'm telling you, it is really weird. So we're really proud of it. It's got us blowing up, you know, and I mean, that's $3,000 alone to add the Stealth Tech.
Yeah.
So these are expensive couches, but you're going to have them your whole life.
How do you know they'll last someone's whole life if they're only 15 years old?
Well, I mean, I don't know. So far, mine are 15, 16 years old since we invented them.
Okay. That's already way past the average.
Oh yeah. I mean, these are just really well built, and we're really, and they've evolved a long way. Actually, some of these ones that are older that I was talking about, they're not even good compared to the stuff we sell today. Like they still work the same. Like you can hook them together, and when you put covers on, you'd never know. Like my pieces that are old, they look exactly the same to you until I peel the covers off and show you the differences. But from a construction standpoint, so look, not to bore you with like couch construction, but we really, inventing this really forced us to become really passionate about product design, about quality, because we wanted to make a couch that could ship in a box, make it internetable, make it, all the reasons that you would do this, including just like moving or relocating. You can move this thing in a Honda on your own.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, my kids could move this thing because it's all in pieces, right? And there's only 2 pieces. That's the cool thing. Yeah, you buy a bunch of seats and a bunch of sides.
Wow, that sounds pretty good, because sometimes setting up a couch is like super hard, honestly.
No, it's some work because you got to put the covers on each piece and stuff like that. And we're working toward a scenario where we'll even come do that for you.
Right.
But no, it's really cool stuff, and it's kind of magical. So if you ever get a chance to go to a Lovesac showroom,
yeah, definitely got to try one out.
It'll kind of blow your mind. It's very different.
Man, so 25 years. So if you were to look at that on a chart and the revenue was there, was it just straight up the whole time, or were there some peaks and valleys?
No, man. I mean, Lovesac, that's part of the reason for publishing the book this year, Let Me Save You 25 Years, is the story is crazy. I mean, in the early days, we were shredding foam using farm equipment. Like I got an agricultural loan from the United States government to buy a tractor and a 1970s hay buster, because I couldn't afford like some, $500,000 German shredding machine.
Yeah.
This is like me and my buddies.
Right.
In like some old warehouse trying to make these things. And so we got this big order. We had to make like 12,000 units really fast for like a holiday kind of thing. And so I bought a tractor. I got a loan from the government to do that. And it was, it's that kind of gritty bootstrapping story. Before I think people were even using the word bootstrap. We were just kids in college trying to survive. And then that led us to one thing and another. We opened the store. People tried to buy our couch in the corner that was just there to look pretty next to the sacks. And so look, we blew up out of the gate in the store, and we actually started selling franchises even, because we just who knew it took off? I mean, we were just hoping people wouldn't laugh at us.
Right.
And then, we were selling 6 figures out of the gate, approaching $1 million in sales our first year.
Nice.
Came down to Henderson, opened another store, started franchising. And then a couple years into that, crazier. I won $1 million on TV with Richard Branson.
What?
Yeah, I won his reality TV show.
Wow. Congrats. He just sponsored the podcast, actually.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So there you go. So tell him we're buddies. But but yeah, I won his answer to Trump's Apprentice. He did one season. It's called The Rebel Billionaires on Fox, 2005. That's how old I am. But and that led to venture capital. Venture capital came in. Their first move was like, hey, let's bankrupt this company. Let's get out of franchising. Let's buy back all the stores. You're at like 40 stores. We're going to pare it down to just 12 really good ones, and then grow it again. And it was right on the heels of like being Branson's protege, winning $1 million on TV. It was just like embarrassing,
to take a step back.
demoralizing. Oh yeah, man. So I've been through a full Chapter 11 reorg.
Wow.
There in 2006. Rebirthed the company. We probably, at the time of the reorg, I don't know, we were doing 20 or 30 million. Then we started over at, 10-ish. And then actually it was about 7-ish. So we 10x the company from about that start over from 2006 to 16. We essentially 10x the company, and then we did it again.
Wow.
And so, now, like I said, last year's was like 650 million, and still growing very rapidly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but selling mostly couches now. So I mean, every kind of up and down, the worst kinds of ups and downs, and some really great times as well. Good for us, like it was for you.
Right. E-commerce was popping during that.
Yeah. E-commerce, the home category.
Yeah.
Now not so much for home, but even through this tougher time post home. Thankfully, Lovesac's been growing really fast. And so, we continue to beat the market, beat the category, and it just comes down to, I think, good product. And we've got a great team, really sharp marketing.
Yeah, your marketing, I definitely want to dive into that. You've worked with some of the biggest influencers and creators. What kind of approach do you take on the marketing side?
Yeah, I mean, so one of the funny things about marketing at Lovesac. So actually, let me step back all the way. We were born at retail in 2001, our first store, right? And we were told malls are dead. Malls are dead. Like, what are you doing signing a lease in a mall?
This was in 01?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like all these headlines, like this is dead, that is dead, e-commerce is dead, digital is dead, whatever. All these dead headlines. Malls are dead. 2001.
That's early.
And here we are in 2023, whatever. And I've got 250 locations, most of them in malls.
Wow.
And crushing. And so marketing's constantly evolving, but it's not as always dramatic as people say. I mean, there's peaks and valleys. And my point being, whether it be the mall game, the retail game, then we pivoted into internet, obviously, through these shrinkable sacks, because we suck all the air out of those sacks.
Right.
Because it's not a beanbag. Like the foam shrinks.
Yeah.
So we can ship it at 1/8 its original volume. That was the idea. Well, how could we do that for a couch? People kept asking about this couch. How could I shrink the couch down? That was all we were trying to do. But then along the way, we made it washable and changeable and all these other attributes, designed for life. Yes, they ship in boxes. That was good for the internet. So then digital marketing kicks in. And then by 2016, we finally, grew the stones to test into TV, which, who watches TV anymore?
Not me.
I'll tell you what, man, someone does.
Yeah.
Because TV is more than half our ad spend.
Really?
And just crushes.
What?
Now, so our ROAS in digital now is insane. It's insanely high.
On social media?
Across all digital, because though you got to blend in TV where you can't measure it the same way as digital. So my point is the two working together for us, that's been the unlock.
Got it.
And then you marry that up, of course, with a physical presence, because we sell a remarkable product. Like when you hear about it, you're kind of like, what? And but to your point, even if you're just talking about a sack, when you go sit in one,
it's game changer.
Right. And so, but you have to sit in it. So for us, the combination of physical, TV, believe it or not, still to this day, and digital has been the trifecta. And look, I think the evidence is, like, if you look at us as a retailer, we're not a retailer. We don't carry inventory. We're not really a retailer. You don't go
you can't walk in and buy one?
No.
Wow.
You can, but it'll ship to you.
Okay.
No matter where you buy from us. We even do pop-up shops occasionally in Costco. We have shops in Best Buy because we do the stealth tech.
Yeah.
So that's our shop. That's our person. It's our point of sale. It's our customer. It's our record, data.
You own it.
We own it all. We do zero wholesale.
Oh, really?
We are 100% direct, even in those channels.
You don't want to ever go wholesale?
Not right now. Like we're really, think about it. I got, full retail margin. I'm in full control of the customer. They're a friend. We are able to reach back out and sell you the next thing. And you can add like stealth tech. You bought your Sactionals 8 years ago. Guess what? That was nice of you to give us money then. We just made it better because you can add it to what you already have. Everything we invent is reverse compatible.
Wow.
Like the stealth tech is reverse compatible with the Sactionals you bought 8 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's designed for life.
Yeah.
And so we have a very different point of view. And look, it's easy to look at Lovesac and dismiss it like, it's like this beanbag company with a silly name, whatever. But I think we've got a lot going on. And I guess the evidence this is where I was getting around to, is we have, I think, some of the highest sales per square foot of any retailer on the planet. The only retailer, forget furniture, the only retailers that beat us that I'm aware of is Apple and Tiffany's.
You're in good competition there.
Right? And, well, think about it. We sell, you leave an Apple store, how much did you spend?
You're spending at least $1,000.
Okay. You leave a Lovesac store, how much did you spend?
They're like, if you buy
5, 7, 10, 15.
The couches, yeah.
I got 5 employees on the staff in total. Maybe one of them there at that time, and it's smaller than this room we're sitting in.
So you keep a lean operation at each place. No inventory costs.
No inventory. So it's a very unique business, and we're very proud of it. And I think tragically underestimated on, even on the public markets. And that's okay. We'll just keep doing our thing for another 25.
Yeah. I think everything's down right now because of the recession, right?
Oh yeah. Well, and I just think, Lovesac's an easy one to dismiss because we it's this beanbag company, and like, where do they come from? But we're really proud of the business we're building. We've been profitable for a long time.
Nice.
And still growing at a very rapid pace. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So did you embrace e-commerce at first, or was that a pushback? Because a lot of retailers kind of don't really take it serious. Even to this day, almost like Walmart doesn't really.
No, we had Lovesac.com cranking in 2002.
Wow, so you were early.
We were really early, and we were trying to figure it out. I mean, it's crazy, like how scrappy it was, and we were, and how clumsy that whole thing was. But we didn't even, I don't think, realize what we had at the time. Like I said, we were sucking 7/8 of the volume out of these sacks and shipping them. I mean, that was a cool combination. It worked, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't think we realized how special that was. So think about it. That's like, I don't know, 15 years before all the mattress companies started, doing what they were doing.
Right.
And we were doing it with sacks. And then we did it with a couch. But it really took us a long time we were having early success, but because we took a traditional retail approach in the beginning, we were essentially like a furniture company. Once we had couches, we started doing rugs and lamps and bowls and baskets and decorative accessories. And, that's what you do. And it was actually in 2015 when we got rid of all that stuff. We saw what was going on with direct-to-consumer, Warby Parker, even Casper, Tesla, even with their showrooms. We said, like, why are we trying to, out Pottery Barn? We'll never get there.
Yeah.
So let's get rid of all that stuff. Let's focus on our really cool, internetable products. And let's go heavy digital, and let's figure out this TV thing.
Wow, still blown away by this TV thing.
Isn't that wild?
Because I always see this stuff on social media, like Super Bowl ads are 10 mil, and it's like, people actually make money off that, you think?
Look, for us, it's more of a performance game.
Yeah.
Like it's, but at the same time, we're actually gravitating to, listen, the holy grail of, if you want to make $1 million, $10 million, 20, $50 million, you can do it by hawking stuff on the internet, whatever that stuff is. And I don't disparage it. If you want to be around for 25 years and you want to build something that, can grow past $1 billion or 2 or 10,
right,
it ultimately comes down to a brand. Then at the end of the day, there's lots of places my wife can buy black yoga pants. Why should Lululemon be able to charge what they charge?
Brand.
Yeah. In the end, that's the holy grail.
Right.
Nike. A lot of places buy shoes, man.
Yeah.
And they essentially, at this point, there's so much. It's crazy. Like you walk into Walmart, and I don't mean to pick on Walmart, but Walmart is what Walmart is.
Right.
And you start, walk through their clothing and stuff. And if you really look at it, it's no longer garbage quality. Like the world supply chain, whether you're talking about Asia, whether you're talking about even South America, whether you're talking about Eastern Europe, it's all out there. Like the ability to make quality shoes, quality pants, quality jerseys, it's out there. If you have the ability to market, that's the harder part. And you've obviously cracked that code. But what's my point? My point is that at this point, even quality at some base level is no longer the real differentiator.
Wow.
It's brand.
Yeah.
And so even for us, like we have patents that's why you don't see anything like Sactionals.
Yeah.
Like when you see what they do on video and when you go into a showroom and play with the blocks, you'll understand.
You patented it.
Yeah, it's very special. We have like 40 patents. It's very special.
Got it.
And we've defended it very, very aggressively.
Okay.
That's why there's nothing quite like it. But the truth is, the patents will eventually run out, and there's always different ways to do things.
Yeah.
The real defense is to build a brand. And the evidence of that is in the great brands around us, the great brands you're wearing, the great brand, that's where the real, and that's an audacious thing I know for like a company called Lovesac to say, but that's our goal. We're not here to just hawk stuff on the internet. We really believe we can build a brand that people love.
Yeah.
And that's our ticker, even on Wall Street.
No, I think you've done a great job with that. And one of the things you take serious is customer feedback and customer service, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of follow Jeff Bezos' approach with that model.
Look, just like I DM with our customers every day.
Yeah.
About like when's the last time you DM'd with a public company? Oh, wait, not you. But, from the CEO of a company that you bought something from. And I'm proud of that because and my point is not me. My point is the attitude in our company is that way.
Right.
From me to the showroom associates to our, customer love team. Like we're just there because ultimately that's our goal. Like we're not just trying to sell you something. We're trying to build a relationship with you so that when we invent the next thing, we know you, you like us, and your experience with that first thing was so good that you're in. Like, holy crap, I just bought this couch because I couldn't fit another one up my staircase or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever reason you bought, I've got dogs that chew. I wanted to have something dog proof, kid proof. My kids spill, it's washable. That's cool. We'll sell it to you for that reason. But really what you bought was a truly sustain hyphenable couch. It could be with you the rest of your life. And frankly, after life happens to you for 4 or 5 years and your kids mess it up and your dog chews one corner of it and all you had to do was turn it around and hide it or change the cover and it's brand new again, whatever. Now you start to realize, oh, that's what I bought. Mm-hmm. And then we invent stealth tech. You can add it to what you already have and you feel a little smarter. Mm-hmm. That's the relationship I want with our customers.
I love that. I'm so impressed with your motivation. After 25 years at the same company, you still seem to have that fire in you, man.
Oh man, you know what's funny is I've been through those moments, I've been through those moments like, hey, because the way for me to become a bazillionaire is to sell my stock, move on to the next thing, build a company that I own 100% of. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're already a public company. We've been through VC, private equity, all that kind of stuff. And I've thought about that, but I love what we've become. I began as, like I told you, man, I wish I had a better story. I just made a beanbag to be funny.
Yeah.
Wasn't even a beanbag, but people loved it. And then we just kind of hung on, we survived, we hustled, ups and downs, the worst kinds of ups and downs. And then, somewhere on this end of it, we've become this super sustainable solution. That's not just, like, let me give you a funny example. We recycle already more plastic bottles than any company I'm aware of into fabric. Why? Because couches are huge and I sell a lot of them.
Right.
Bigger than shoes, bigger than hoodies, t-shirts, whatever. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Like we're going on hundreds of millions of plastic bottles recycled into our fabric. We barely talk about it.
Dang.
Because our path to sustainability is not that. It's making stuff that actually sustains. Mm-hmm. Who's talking about that? Like nobody. And so, not just because it was built well, but because it was built to last a lifetime and designed to evolve with you as your life changes, which means you have to design it with some attributes that will allow it to be reverse compatible with things in the future. Now, we got lucky on a few of its attributes that I won't bother explaining to you, but like, as you see us design other products in the future, that's our brief. So whatever we do next, it will follow that mantra. It's harder to design things that way. Costs a lot, takes a long time, patents, all that. But anyway, I think that's what we will become, and that's what we'll be known for. And so my point is, that's why I'm still here. Like I'm actually think what we're doing is pretty cool, and I'm proud of it. And now I'm like, man, you know what? I'll just do it for another 25. Let's go.
Wow.
Let's go. Like let's build something that's here in 50.
Legacy.
Why not?
Yeah.
I didn't mean for that to happen. Mm-hmm. And I certainly never thought it would when I was just selling beanbags out of a mall.
Yeah.
Or even couches. But now I'm certain we can do that.
Wow. So what keeps you going? I mean, is this company the main thing of your life?
It's everything.
It's everything?
I mean, for my business life, the truth is, in my book, Let Me Save You 25 Years, coming out later this year, I have these 25 little chapters. It's only like, you can read the whole thing in 60 minutes. It's a short book.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a long story, but I've tried to compress it really short. It's got 100 pictures in it. It's like a coffee table. It's pretty cool. I think it'll be a neat book. But one of my little 25 chapters, so it's like a bit of story and then the thing I learned, like, the bit about the bankruptcy, what I learned from that, the bit about all that. And I have this story, this one chapter where I share these Shawnisms. And the thing I learned in this one was, and it's engraved on this ring I'm wearing, everything else is dust. So you ask me, is this everything for you? The truth is, my family is everything. I've got 4 kids. They're amazing. We're really tight. I've got an awesome wife. She's amazing. She's here with me now to celebrate our 20th anniversary. I'm not making this up. Like this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's fun to be in Vegas. But, that's the main thing. So I think like that keeps me going. That keeps me grounded. That gives me so much satisfaction. It's like, I like to surf. I like to dirt bike, but there's nothing that compares with like watching your kids figure out how to surf and how to dirt bike. That's like, that makes it just seem silly.
Yeah.
like doing it yourself. Like, oh, I'm going to go really fast. I'm going to ski really good. When you watch your kids do it, man. It's like, so my point is just that keeps me going. But then the challenge of building something, like forget the money I'll make or whatever, you know, like the challenge of building something that's good, you know, that's beautiful, that people like, building all these relationships, even, you know, whether it's you, whether it's my employees, whether it's our customers, our suppliers, you know, overseas even. I know some of our sewers in China.
Wow.
No, I'm serious, by name. I speak Mandarin. I lived, whole other story. I lived over there a few years of my life.
Yeah.
And they've been sewing for us for 13, 14 years.
Dang.
And they have a career here. And
That's
it's
awesome.
and it's sent their kids to college. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
It's all part of this hashtag Lovesac family. So I know this is not your typical interview. You know, I know that there's a lot of hustlers that are in it, then they you know, they exit and then they do this. But that's our story.
No, I'm fascinated, man. I really am. It's been great to get into your mindset a little bit. Is there anything you want to close off with?
You know, keep an eye out. Let Me Save You 25 Years is going to be a fun book. It's a podcast to go with it.
Okay.
And, you know, we might have to get you on there.
Oh, I'm down.
Talk about one of these. It's a different take. Talk about one of these ideas. But, you know, you can find me, Shawn of Lovesac. I'm everywhere, YouTube. The company, obviously, Lovesac. And, you know, just really grateful to hang out with you. Learn from you.
Thanks for coming on, man. Go get yourself a sectional, guys, if you're watching this. I'll see you guys next time.